Happening today in Portsmouth, City Councilman Mark Whitaker enters day 2 of his trial. He's facing 20 charges, including identity theft and fraud. 13 News Now reporter Jacqueline Lee has more from the courthouse.
Day 2 of Portsmouth Councilman Mark Whitaker's trial. One of the victims took the stand earlier this morning. Kevin Blunt worked for a construction company that was working with New Bethel Baptist Church to transform a dilapidated apartment complex. Blunt testified that he never gave anyone permission to take out a loan in his name to help cover the costs of that development project and did not sign any loan application. That testimony contradicts what Mark Whitaker's brother said in court yesterday, who said Blunt did in fact give permission for the loan. Other witnesses are currently testifying in court, so we're going to get back into the courtroom. We'll have more updates for you guys coming up on 13 News Now at 4. In Portsmouth, Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.
Right now, Newport News police are investigating a shooting. It happened around 5 o'clock this morning on